following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
And good evening to all the listeners out there in the great state of Wyoming.
Eli's coming.
We were always competitive when we were little, and whether it was learning the most Bible school verses or skating the furthest or running the fastest or throwing the hardest, I mean, it was always so competitive, which of course made him a great athlete and a great leader, I think.
Oh, he was always a big brother. He'd always pick on me, and if he'd want to box, he'd want to box me and torment me unmercifully. But as I grew up and got a little bit bigger, those days kind of ended. And now I kind of tower over him about 4 inches, and we get along pretty good today.
Eli's been recognized as a leader since high school. He and I met in 1963 at the American Legion Boys State program.
He was popular with the cheerleaders. I know he was swimming with the cheerleaders in a swimming pool at a hotel in Tucson when the University of Wyoming was down there playing basketball. Late at night, swimming with the cheerleaders in the pool, and Coach Stranigan caught him.
I knew he was a basketball player, and I had a basketball team in the Denver Industrial League, downtown Denver. We called him Claude Ringer. We registered him because he was a ringer.
Say what?
Politics is part of our family DNA. My grandfather was a mayor of Hudson. My father was the mayor of Shoshone. My uncle was a legislator in the House and the Senate. And of course Eli came along, and I think he felt that calling. My mother thought he should be in the legislature. So she kind of started a write-in campaign.
So they wrote me in with 7 votes, and I had the opportunity to get on the ballot, and I thought, maybe I ought to give this a try. And, I've always believed in public service.
Once we knew he was going to be on the ballot, I mean, we jumped in full force. We, made signs, distributed signs, we went door to door. I mean, we, designed campaign brochures. I guess once you're in, you're in.
The interesting thing is when he ran for the state house, he didn't put his name in. Some people wrote it in. So he said, what do I do? Well, I guess I'll run. I think that's how it went, how it played out. Okay, I'll run. And he wins. I don't know who he was running against, but he won.
We all thought it was great, when he got elected.
Eli was a lifelong Democrat and got elected to the legislature as a Democrat. And he and I would go to lunch, or we would drive home together and would debate the issues, and we agreed on almost everything. Not everything, but almost everything. And I'd say, Eli, you're not a Democrat.
We would go home almost every weekend and ride together, and I'd drop him in Shoshone. And I'd go on to Cody, and then I'd pick him up on Sunday coming back. And he was a Democrat back early days, and I told him, I said, you don't vote like a Democrat, you ought to be a Republican.
I think his family were Democrats, Sweelers maybe, but he and Scotty Radcliffe. When I first went there, they were Democrats. Of course, Scotty probably still is.
I was the state party chairman at the time, and I got to know the Republican state chairman in Texas. I think his name was Senator Graham from Texas, and he had been an elected congressman from Texas as a Democrat. Went to Congress and realized he wasn't a Democrat and switched parties. So I called this Texas Republican chairman who I'd gotten to know, and I said, would you see if you could get Senator Graham to call my friend Eli Bebout? Oh yeah, we can get that done. So Eli, according to his story, is sitting at his desk one day and he picks up the phone and this voice says, hi, this is Senator Graham from Texas. And Eli laughs into the phone, who is this really? Who is this really? No, it really is Senator Graham from Texas. I wanted to talk to you about switching parties. About 10 minutes after he hung up, Eli called me and said, you set this up, didn't you? You turkey, you set this up.
God bless Texas.
As a young legislator coming in, Eli is a giant of a man, a booming voice, and it can be intimidating.
And so at times I was called into Eli's office a number of times. It was a little scary. They're brand new. We're going into the speaker's office. Oh God, they're getting woodshed.
You walk in and you say, well, what's this all about? He's in leadership, and sometimes there wasn't a lot of space to occupy yourself to argue with him. But that's not Eli. Eli would come to you in between breaks. He would bring you in the office and says, look, you have to advocate for your constituents and for what you believe. And you have to speak up. You have to be passionate about that. And my expectation of you as a young legislator is when you get up here, you express your views, you don't back down on your views, and you voice them hard and loudly. And while I may be a strong advocate for my positions, and I'm not going to yield on them except when we come to a final result, I expect you to do the same. Strong debate was expected. Anybody that's been in the position of opposite Eli knows that the budget hearings when he's on the budget committee are going to be tough and they're going to be demanding, and he expects the other side to be equally tough and demanding.
Better have your facts straight. He's going to bone up on the issues just like you are, and if you got your facts and you know what you're doing, you should be able to handle it. If not, you're probably going to lose.
I particularly like working with Eli when he agrees with me. Those are the very best times.
When there's a line and he sets the line, he expects it to be respected. And if you cross the line, we're going to have a talk.
He strides, he doesn't shuffle. And you know he's there. And he's not overbearing. He's just someone that you listen to. And stand up to if you need to. Does he like it always? No. But I'd been taught by somebody named Peg Shreve to stand up to those guys. And so I did.
He's a caring person.
Well, I saw him one time take Ross Dirks by the neck and hold him up. Yeah, with one hand, and Ross Dirks is a big man.
He's a caring person.
It's no coincidence that the House put up Steve Harshman, football coach, to be opposite of Eli, because Eli's a strong person. They wanted a strong person, both physically and both in presence.
Lorraine's the apple of his eye. I mean, she is just a sweetheart, and so we become very, very close friends with them.
We're trying to figure out, Eli and I are trying to figure out how come she looks so much younger than us. But I mean, she's a stalwart person. She's very strong.
And we were just in Du Bois a couple of weeks ago, and Lorraine showed up unexpectedly, and you could just see the joy, immediate joy in Eli's face when she's near. That's the center of his world.
Watching Lorraine and Eli interact after the years, I think she understands and knows how to work with Eli very well. By that I mean he's respectful, and he listens to her, and he asks
for her input. And by golly, she gives it to him. And she's not shy about it. And one of the things I think about politics is if you've been in there very well, you learn to temper what comes out of your mouth. But the spouses, some days they're able to call it the way they see it. And I think that's a blessing.
Lorraine likes to dance, and so do I. So Eli's not as much of a dancer, so Lorraine and I have great times.
We just recently got back from a foreign trade mission, and he was commenting on his son had just got a nice deer, and he was so proud of his son and missed being there. And it just, I think his comments on that show that, you know, priority for him still is, you know, his family and then state, and he's deeply committed to both.
I know his children, love them. His wonderful mother, deep into her 90s, and I talked to her last week.
I've actually been to Fort Collins to see his grandkids with him. He's just a loving father that really cares about his children, always there for them. And that's the kind of father you want.
The first time I got to go quail hunting was with Eli, and he warned me multiple times, when that first covey of quail comes up, you're going to have to really focus. And we're walking out there, and the birds flew up. Contrary to all of his instructions, I didn't do the right thing. Instead, I let fly a word I won't share here. Shot, missed, and of course Eli hits.
Well, he's the second best fisherman I know. Yeah. He catches a lot of almost big fish, yeah, but he is an excellent, excellent fisherman.
First time I played golf with him, he said, we're going to play this game called Poles and Whales. I'm like, what's Poles and Whales, Eli? He says, don't worry about it, I'll show you as we go along. Well, I lost, and I learned real quick, don't play golf with Eli and do any betting.
What you could see from Eli's career is that it's pretty phenomenal when you think about, in less than 13 years in the House, he moves from a Democrat all the way to becoming the Speaker of the House. In the Senate, within about 8 years, he moved from just coming back, returning to the Senate, and then all the way to President Senate.
He's the first person ever to be both Speaker of the House and President of the Senate. Quite an accomplishment.
You don't accomplish something like that unless your peers think you're pretty good.
Somebody that has done that, not only is it historical just by the titles, but it's more important. Think about the work that he's done and the sacrifice that he's made for Wyoming. That is an incredible amount of public service.
He hasn't been all about Eli Bebout. He's been about us. I know that in my heart.
If you need something, you call Eli. He's there for you.
I think he's got more leadership in his little finger than most of us have in our whole 180-pound frames. Magnificent leader.
Yeah, Eli, wish I could be there. I give you a big hug and say congratulations. It's well deserved, my friend.
Wish I could be there, Eli. As always, love you and wish you all the best. Look forward to 2 years when we're playing more golf.
I can't be here tonight. I'm helping with the antelope hunt and look forward to many more years of friendship.
The state of Wyoming is better because of you, and I'm better because of you. Love you, man.
Eli, dear, watching you grow up from a little boy on, You were always wanting to be the best of the best, and you were. You were a good scholar, outstanding athlete, and a wonderful legislator. Consequently, you have so many achievements to your credit, and I am so proud of you. I love you dearly, and God bless you. God bless America.
That's why I'm telling you, I just want to celebrate.